Ed Sheeran brands all areas of London sketchy and dangerous. According to him, the city is a no-go if you don't want to get robbed.
Every area of London, literally every area, is sketchy.
That's kind of crazy he said that. I've been to London twice now, and I have to say I don't agree. People from the past couldn't handle our music. Meanwhile, the average historical musician, if they had our technology, it would be absolutely fire. Do you have any idea what they'd be able to do with just software like GarageBand? It's so easy to forget that classical composers were basically like geniuses. Beethoven, please come to Brazil. I'm your fan. A non-Europeans experience with Europeans from playing online video games with them. Here are two nations that are in the S+ tier. We have the Netherlands as well as Denmark. Really good at the game, plus amazing teamwork, super polite and humble people. They always admit mistakes, they never blame their team or the game. Always fun to add on Discord and talk to later. Very sociable and charming. In 14 years of gaming with Europeans, I've never met a Dutch or Danish person I didn't like. Now here's just the regular S tier, which is still pretty high up there. It's just the British. Contrary to public image, the Brits are very polite and down to earth. Decent at the game, will always play their role well. Some of the most real and honest people online. Also, don't forget to mention funny AF. Scots are the same, except they're just bad at the game. B tier. Jeez, that's crazy. Oh wait, there's another S tier. Along with Britain, we also have Finland. Finns are chill, funny and outgoing, good at the game, decent at teamwork. They're either the best role players you'll ever find or the biggest meta slaves. They'll send you random pictures of their day-to-day life on Discord. Sometimes they join the lobby drunk, but somehow they perform better than when they're sober. Classic Finns there. We're going down just a little more, but A tier is still good. Oh, it's Germany. The Germans are the most arrogant and self-righteous people in Europe, but they also happen to have the most open-mindedness. They're really good at the game, unless it's a teenager. The best when it comes to teamwork and division of labor. They will always blame you for any mistake you make, and they won't stop until you play better. As online friends, they're down to earth and chill. I don't know how to explain this, but their arrogance is kind of charming because it's not out of malicious egotism. The only thing holding Germans back from being S tier is their arrogance. Wow, the paperclip is just bodying countries today. Also an A tier, and similar to Germany somewhat, at least similar to Germany because they get taken over by Germany. The Poles are good at the game. They're also good at teamwork, very honest people, very funny. It's always funny to hear them rage in voice chat. As online friends, they keep their distance, but once in a while, they're gonna tell you the realest and most touching story you've ever heard in your life. The thing that's holding Poles out of the S tier is the fact that there's nothing special about them. Jeez. Oh boy, now we're gonna start to see a little bit more complaining. Italy in B+ tier. Super honest people, like so honest, it's to their detriment. Very nice people to be friends with, always speaking from the bottom of their heart. Absolute garbage at video games, all of them. We'll never blame the team or the game, we'll always try to have fun, even if it's a doomed match. I'm Persian, so it's always funny to banter with them about Rome versus Persia. Oh, that explains a lot. Italians would be D tier if they weren't such nice people. Okay, I think we're getting the honesty because this guy that made this like presentation is Persian. They're also brutally honest, I've found. Oh boy, okay, so not even in the B+ tier. Norway? Really? Haven't seen that many. I suspect they usually stick to their own gaming communities, either have the most expensive cosmetics or the default skin. As online friends, they're a bit effeminate in the sense that they'll talk behind your back. Average at the game, but sometimes they'll pop off. Finally, super calm. Okay, that wasn't quite as bad as I expected here. But also in B tier, oh no, the two Iberian nations, Spain and Portugal. Mid at the game, mid at teamwork. There's nothing special about Iberians. They don't join voice chat, they don't type much. Decent understanding teamwork and division of labor. Hard to become friends with since they just leave the match after it's over. The women are a bit more sociable than women from other countries, but that's about it. I'm so scared to find out who's like in D or F tier. Here's C tier. Oh no, it's Sweden. Good at the game, decent at teamwork. The snobbiest and most pretentious MFers on this planet. Extremely audacious and arrogant. They never admit when they make mistakes. They have the audacity to go 1-8 and blame their team. Some are compulsive liars. There's a handful of good ones in there to become online friends with, but even those are distant and cold. Hard to believe they're only 40 kilometers away from Denmark. Here we go. Finally, it's the F or France tier. I guess we kind of gave that away. Awful at teamwork. Everything's about them. They play for KDA and not objectives. They will never listen to shots called in comms. Will blame their team. Nothing is their fault. Super arrogant. Most likely will start screaming in French. The only saving grace is they're good in the individual level. Thankfully, they stay in their own gaming communities. In 14 years of interacting with Europeans, I've never met a French person I like. Oh, jeez. I'm trying to think of like my European gaming experiences. I will say definitely the Brits are cool. Oh, but I love the Serbians on Counter-Strike. They are some of the most funny human beings. Oh, another F tier. Russia. Oh boy. Bad at the game, bad at teamwork, always hacking or cheating in one way or another. Poopy mic with background noise. Will either speak broken English or scream in Russian. Account names, easy blah, blah, blah. They're either angry middle-aged men or teenagers with squeaky voices. They always run in and die without any game plan. So they play video games like they do real life war. Here are some of the non-Europeans that also play in EU servers. Also an F tier. I guess I shouldn't be surprised tier Turkey. Socially challenged, rude, and angry, will grief the game and cause a loss. They use that weird I letter. Average at the game at best, ultra nationalistic to agree that it causes secondhand embarrassment. D tier, so a little bit above that, I guess all the Arab nations. Awful teamwork, decent on an individual level. They're chill, sociable, pretty humble, super easy to tilt. They take everything super seriously. Always funny to hear them argue passionately about the most random stuff. Finally, A tier outside of Europe, we have Ethiopia and Iran. Above average on individual level, good understanding of the team, chill and funny to hang out with. Pretentious, never have two Iranians on the same team. If they don't become friends, they will despise each other. Delusional, poopy ping, most speak broken English. I never once considered maybe like logging my interactions with like international people I play video games with. It's a really good idea though, especially in all the strategy games I play, because you tend to get more people outside of the US, I find. I don't play online games, but if I did, I spend all my time insulting people in French, not owning up to my mistakes, as is tradition. This was absolutely incredible. Never play non-historical again. It's Hearts of Iron 4.
I was getting ready to invade Canada.
The
I
USA.
had my coastal defenses, and I was getting ready to invade Britain. But then I saw something. Canada was free for some reason.
Oh.
And then I was wondering, why are they free?
Why aren't they under the British?
Be a puppet of the United Kingdom? Well, look what fucking happened to the United Kingdom. It got annexed by fucking
Let's
Bulgaria.
Go, Bulgaria!
How does this shit
Bulgaria
happen?
for the win.
How does this shit happen in my games? Non-historical is honestly
What year is it? It's not even that early in the game.
Albania took over France.
Albania took over France?
Don't even get me started.
Somehow Poland took over all of Germany.
This game. Nope. I'm done.
Okay, I'm actually gonna be honest. This makes me want to play Hoi 4 again. I love when stuff happens like this. I want the most insane, non-realistic things to happen all the time in Hearts of Iron 4. Albanians showing 0.01% of their power. His fault for underestimating Bulgarians. You're not supposed to do that. I mean, if you look at the amount of wars they've lost in the last, like, over 100 years, it's impressive that they're still around. They might take L's, but here they are still going strong to this day. Elder Scrolls races, but as Europeans, I'll be honest, I don't even know a lot of the Elder Scrolls races, but I can still vaguely figure this out. The Germans are the Imperial race because they are organized, practical, belligerent. Obviously, they had the Holy Roman Empire and always on short terms with Altmers. The French are the Altmers because they are snobbish, master of the arts, elegant, always on short terms with Imperials. They know the common tongue, but keep speaking Elvish. So the Germans are like the race of men, and then the French are elves. I totally would agree with that. French kind of are kind of like elves. Surprise, surprise, the Scandinavians are the Nords. Tall, pale, eat rotten fish, shout unintelligible words, and a heretic cult of Talos. I mean, damn. The Italians are the Breton because they are short, sophisticated, misplaced sense of superiority, and divided in countless city-states always at war with each other. Okay, some of this lore is beginning to come back to me, even though I really have only played Skyrim in the past. The Spanish are the Dunmer because they are tanned, traditionalist, warrior spirit, have many followers of used to be slaves or slavers. The Dutch are the Argonian because they are swamp boys, can breathe underwater, invaded, Morrowind, and tall. I mean, that's a perfect description right there. The Belgians are the Bosners, somehow existent, Altamers knockoff, civilized but also uncivilized, nobody plays with them. The Red Guard are the Portuguese, seafarers, great warriors, crazy carnival, delicious sweet rolls, and usually go to the Cloud District, alright. The British are the Orcs, uncivilized, friendly, despised by other races, bring havoc wherever they go, loyal, come on. Oh, dude, I was literally gonna say that. Did I subconsciously read this last line? I was literally about to say, come on, England, gore some cows. I actually didn't even realize that the Brazilian flag was posted with the Portuguese letters. That somehow makes this so much worse. Absolute masterpiece, I guess. England, when they beat the world's 45th ranked football team 2-1 in extra time. Let's go. It's time to party. This is the first year I've ever actually watched the Euros. I have to say, it's very entertaining. Meanwhile, the Balkan nations be like Croatia, Serbia, and Albania getting knocked out and going home quite early in that whole soccer tournament. But speaking of 2024 tournaments, worst Western European cuisine, who would win? I'm gonna fill out my bracket here. So I've been to a pretty good amount of these places, just not Norway and Denmark yet. So I'm just gonna start off with, I actually liked both Irish and Dutch food. I guess if I had to pick, I would go Dutch. Sorry. I've never been to Denmark, so I will have to pick Sweden. Honestly, the British wasn't that bad, but it just depended on... Yeah, I'm sorry, but you still have to go here. Germany here. Semi-finals. You guys are gonna be so mad at me for this, but I didn't enjoy German food that much. For me, it's... Yeah, the finals are Germany and Sweden. To be honest, yeah, I think it's gonna have to be Sweden for me personally. I know that they don't normally get in on the memes when it comes to bad cuisine. I don't think it's bad cuisine. I just didn't particularly like a whole lot of food there. This is rigged if Norway's included. They literally eat rotten herring. Yeah, maybe if I've actually been there, they would have won out. American American fast food always fails internationally. Just look at Domino's in Italy and Taco Bell in Mexico. Meanwhile, how KFC became a Christmas tradition in Japan. Also, people in the UK now prefer fried chicken over fish and chips. Both these two articles beginning to wail away at this person with, I guess, the wrong opinion. Also, I think it's important to remember fast food chains that go international, like overseas, they tend to taste a lot different. It always throws things off. Boys, it's over. The American empire is crumbling. Apparently, the USA lost to Japan in American football. This is from the International Federation of American Football League. And I don't think we just lost to Japan. Didn't we lose to Austria too? Like, bruh, I don't think we're ever going to be able to recover from this. Cool. Put them against Vanderbilt for a vibe check. Apparently, the people that are playing for the US's team aren't even from like D1 football, really, let alone the NFL. Yo, trade offer. I receive combat veterans with a monetary incentive to commit war crimes. You receive malnourished and illiterate short kings. Biden administration moves towards allowing American military contractors to deploy to Ukraine versus Pyongyang says it will send troops to Ukraine within a month. Yo, things are getting crazy. Russian kids being sent to summer camps in North Korea. Excellent conditions. Just don't have them listening to any K-pop. Apparently recently a 22-year-old man was just executed in North Korea for doing that. The expectation of a possible Russian offensive action to connect this corridor from their Russian enclave to their ally Belarus. However, in reality, how that would probably go here is that Kaliningrad enclave, and you might notice some Baltic brothers, Poland, and then as well as Germany all surrounding them. Yeah, this would probably get crushed instantly. Oh, don't forget about what the Belarusian leader would be doing. India lost $3 billion submarine because someone forgot to close the hatch. Oh no. How could this have happened? Me when I wanna be French. Oui, bag 8. Oui, bag 8. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize I could speak French. I'm gonna go to Paris and immediately start speaking with all of them. I know they're gonna love that. Dutch people when they come home and don't have to speak funny anymore. That's gotta be exhausting. They just have like regular American accents behind closed doors or what? Or maybe they just speak German, I don't know. Serbia just demolished Albania's only what? Okay, so these countries have just immediately started to fight each other after the Euros. They got kicked out. Oof yourself, oof yourself, oof yourself, oof yourself. Okay, completely normal conversation between the Greeks and Turks over here. Nothing new to see. Meanwhile, behind closed doors. Helleno-Turkism. I really like this random ideology that I have found recently. There is a movement to push these two to unite. Has this secretly been what they wanted this whole time? If China claims most of the South China Sea by a 1936 map, then we also should claim Taiwan because it's territory of the Philippines by inheritance from the former Spanish Empire. Taiwan? I thought Portugal got to Taiwan first. Did Spain eventually take that over? We can also claim Africa too. The Filipino Empire is about to form, I think. Big ol' thanks to my patrons. Drew's Argentinian grandpa. Lucas, the Canadian Goose from Avoca.
Drew har förvisats från Sverige för brottet att vara dans.
Amateur Archaeology. Sarsath. Carmel S. Kade DaBeautiful-MEGAN. Fredrik Tibblin. I can't sleep without InquisitorXarius. Sebby, if you hear this, and Tambre.